Alright, here we go. We're doing this again. This is my second time recording this. I recorded this before yesterday, but for some reason it just didn't work. Oh, it did work, but my screen went black during the process. I don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, today we're talking about my new computer build, and it's Thanksgiving today. Yay. So, let's talk, let's go from the ground up. I have it written on Notepad over here, all of my talking points-ish. So, once once upon a time, this is how you know it's good. When I was 8 years old, I had this old, like, I tried to put a picture of it on screen. It's like an old HP all-in-one. It had a hard drive, a Celeron, and integrated graphics, and it sucked. I played Jailbreak on that with, like, some, like, online friends. I have or online friends an 8-year-old has for years. And also, interestingly, I never had a console experience. I know a lot of people, like, used to use consoles. I never did. I haven't had a computer powerful enough as, like, consoles most people would have had around that age until, like, 2 months ago. It's been difficult. I've had to use Intel integrated graphics for years, like 6 years, until a few months ago. And yeah, I used that. Then I got this old laptop with a Pentium in it, or no, sorry, Celeron, a better one, a 10th gen, and an SSD, an NVMe one. I still have it. I don't. It's like broken. I just use it for watching documentaries on the projector now. It works pretty much fine for that. And then I got a Dell Optiplex 9010. Still same thing, but it had an i5 with integrated graphics. It wasn't very good because it was a 3rd gen. Then more recently, for some reason, I got a 3040 Optiplex with an i5 6th gen. But more recently, I said fuck it, and let's just wait because we have to go into talking point number one. I upgraded from a Dell Optiplex 3040, specifically. That computer had two 256 gigabyte SSDs that I put in there, an RX 560 GPU, an i5 6500, and a 500 watt power supply. I reused a lot of parts. I pretty much reused all the parts I just said. Yeah, actually, I reused all of them. Except now I have a MSI B500 or B550 Pro VDH motherboard, which has with Wi-Fi. Sorry, has Wi-Fi 6. It's really nice. I could download Subnautica in like 3 minutes. It's crazy. Same GPU, same PSU. And I got two 8 gigabyte sticks of dual channel, 16 gigabyte total, 3200 megahertz RAM. I did make sure to overclock it in BIOS. And I have a Ryzen 5 5500 processor, and it's much better with the Cooling Master Q300L. I'm getting some RGB fans as soon as I get the money soon. So that's my setup, right? And I upgraded because my old computer sucked. Obviously, right? The old computer was like sticking out. I'll put a picture of it up on screen. It was terrible. It was really bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the parts, see, and talk about why. So the reason I chose to stick with RX 560D is because it's fine for my needs for now. Computer as quick as I could because my Dell Optiplex setup was not something I wanted to have for a while. It was not good. It was like laying down on my table with everything exposed. I was going to use it for a while, but after a few weeks of using it, I realized that it was a very temporary solution and needed to be replaced immediately. And the reason I did the build, other than that, I could have just bought like a better Optiplex for cheaper, but upgradability, right? With the AM4 socket, I can always upgrade. It's easier to upgrade. It's modular. It's bigger. I can put better stuff in it, and it's a more like gaming consumer motherboard instead of an OEM one. And that's the reason for the motherboard, right? It's a standard motherboard. Cheapest one I found on Amazon. It had Wi-Fi and it supports my CPU. That's literally it. There's nothing else to it. That's why I chose my motherboard. For my CPU, it was cheap on Amazon, and it suits my needs. I really should have put more thought into this. Um, let's see. My power supply, cheapest thing on Amazon. It's kind of has 80 plus bronze. I should probably replace it. The two 8 gigabyte sticks. I got that because I wanted fast memory because my old computer only had 8 gigabytes of DDR3 low voltage. And the one before that had 16 gigabytes of DDR3 at like 1200 megahertz. So I decided I want fast memory, and I got fast memory, and it was fine. So yay, we did it. Now we're gonna talk about the build process because this was hell. So I got all the stuff. The motherboard took 2 days to arrive, and I started putting it together. putting in that processor, I was crying. Like it was terrifying because for me that cost a lot of money. But I did it. Remarkably, it's in there. I still don't know how I did it, but I did it, right? Putting on the CPU cooler was terrifying. I kept thinking I was gonna break it. I didn't. Yep, full stop. I didn't. It was really hard though, getting it in right. It took me like an hour. I didn't put the IO shield in because I like myself. I like my sanity. Put it in the GPU, and I had an issue with the UEFI. And also, I should mention, I literally stabbed myself on one of the pins and started bleeding, and I was sweating and crying. So I literally went through blood, sweat, and tears doing this. My thumb was bleeding for like the entire build process, so I had to build the. Bro, bro, I've been editing this for so long. I don't care. Stopping the video here. This is the finished computer. Cool, great.